Oh. Thanks for that. I'm just gonna eat beef jerky and let you sing.
Well, I need some music to sing to.
Us trying to clean it up. We have done we've done all of the floor demo, all of the ceiling demo. Seats are up, obviously, all that stuff is done. So now we really just need to clean it. We have tools everywhere. There's insulation still clinging on. We have rust we need to take care of. So we really need to just get this bus clean before we move forward with anything else. And it's been kind of a tedious process because we don't have an emergency exit anywhere. We just have emergency windows and then an emergency exit window in the back, but we don't have a big opening in the back or the sides where a lot of dust or water from scrubbing it can go out. So it makes it a little more complicated for us. If anybody out there has had a bus similar and has any brilliant ideas of how to handle that, please let us know. Not something we thought about until we hit this point, but that's what we're gonna do today. So as you can see, we're starting to grind out the rust on the floors. It's creating quite a mess. We need to clean up. There's insulation still just everywhere clinging to the bus for life. We already got the side insulation scrubbed out. We just have a big mess to clean up. So that is our focus today. Because we don't have big exits, we're using this fan in hopes that it'll help draw some of the dust and stuff out as we're cleaning, and we'll see how it goes, I guess.
I'm putting on a cutting disc to cut off the last little bit of screws that we have sticking out from the floor that the heads are broke off on. And I'm chewing sunflower seeds.
Okay, so I have no idea how long we've been here, and we need to clean out still, but I got the big chunks of rust off. You can see behind me, my fingers, my hands are just like vibrating from angle grinding. You know those, like, I don't know what they're called. Those, God, are they in science or music? God, I'm gonna look real dumb here, but little like rods you use that vibrate together when you like ting them together. That's how my hands feel. If I touch anything, they just thing. I'm a weirdo, crazy person. Anyway, holy cow, it's hard work. We're gonna go take a break because okay, so we just finished working at the bus and we're pretty much done with demo for the most part. Gutted. We have an empty shell. It's not a perfectly clean or polished or ready to build on shell, but it's a shell.
Like a peanut shell. It looks kind of dirty on the inside.
Dad jokes all day long. So we were thinking we wanted to talk about the things that we wish we had known, what was harder than we thought, easier than we thought, kind of how we're feeling at this point. For anybody who's considering doing something like this, what would you say you think was the easiest thing?
Well, I was going to say, let's start first by saying it's been great, it's been fun. Any sort of complication we've came across, we have been able to just work through it. So I wouldn't change it for anything. Just start out by saying that. There are some things though that I think we both would agree upon that we would change with our bus though.
With
if
the
we
bus,
did another
yeah.
one. But I mean, overall,
we love our bus. I think we wanted an emergency exit, right? I think everybody does because you can do cool stuff with it. But we were like, nah, it's okay, no big deal. Well, we didn't think about with demo, it's nice to have a big exit in the side or the back to sweep things out of or toss things out of, or so that you can hose down. Yeah, or get things in to hose down the bus. And so right now we're at a point where we want to scrub the bus, but we don't really have a good exit for the water. So in hindsight, would we have pushed a little harder to find a bus with an emergency exit? Probably.
Well, we got a great bus. We got a good deal. It was right.
Yeah.
It was in the city we were at.
But something to consider. That's just one aspect of an emergency exit that we didn't think about. But I think as far as like bad things, that's the only thing we've really run into that was unanticipated. Well, that's not true. Everything's been unanticipated. Everything's been harder than we thought it'd be, longer than we thought it'd take, you know. Not harder, that's not true. I think we were talking earlier about like what we thought were the easiest parts of the bus.
Well, we'll start with like kind of what everybody does. You know, you got to remove the seats at first. It seemed like everybody had either a power tool to grind them off, and that's what their big complaint was, is it took forever to cut all the bolts. Well,
yeah, like an angle grinder.
Yeah, we started out with power tools, but our old drill burnt up, so we ended up just using hand tools, and it was actually easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Taking out the seats.
And ours is a military bus, so our seats are different. And if you watch our seat removal video, ours are on kind of a bracket system, so it was a lot easier than we anticipated. So, and I think we were talking, the hardest thing so far has been floor removal. And I've learned that some people don't remove the floors at all, but we wanted to see what the rust was like, because this is not just going to be a travel vehicle. This is not going to be a short-term fix. This is like, we're going to live in this for a while. And long-term, our oldest son also wants to take it on a road trip when he's 18. So we want to do it right. I've also learned that if you do not have plywood and it's just rubber right on the metal, that those seem to rust much less, if at all. So if you don't want to remove the floor and you just want to go straight to putting down the subfloor, a bus with just the rubber directly on the metal is the way to go. So another thing I wish I had known, but it's already up. It is what it is. It's a good workout.
But if you do have the rubber or laminate and then the plywood, we got a great tip from a guy off of Reddit for removing our floors. You can check out that video and see how we did it and how his tip actually works out.
We've also finished the wall removal and ceiling removal, heater removal, and air conditioning removal.
Yeah, so the air conditioning removal is one that seems very heavy, like a daunting task, especially if you're unfamiliar with it, like I was. Biggest thing is just to check your local, your state and local policies regarding Freon, how to dispose of it. And again, it wasn't that hard for us. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so again, watch that video. But yeah, I think that was a scary one initially for us. And the heater removal, we learned some things we could have done different as far as getting the hoses off, but
we had a no shit moment in there too.
Yeah, for sure.
Where we completely messed up, but
yeah. So anyway, it's funny because we were talking and it's like, you know, what has been the hardest thing, what's been the easiest thing, whatever. And I think overall both of us have been kind of surprised that I mean, you just have to go for it, right? You just start unscrewing things, you just start taking things apart, seeing how they're put together, and you just go for it. And you turn on the engine every time you disconnect something electrical to make sure you haven't completely destroyed something. But otherwise, it's really just, you just have to have faith that you'll figure it out and just keep moving forward. And
anybody can do it. You just make it happen, regardless of background or knowledge. Don't be afraid. Just take a step forward, and you can always like all we've done is just constantly reference videos, talk to other people.
YouTube and Reddit
So
are
just
lifesavers.
Watch all those videos that you can. Learn from other people's mistakes that might help you, or
and reach out. Like if there's people whose videos you watch, like ours, we're always happy to answer questions. But anybody in the Skoolie community, for the most part, is very responsive, very kind, very helpful, and usually just super excited that you're, one of them. So, you can totally do it. If in watching these we've inspired you at all, that's awesome. Please do it, and tell us about it. We really lucked out with our ceiling removal too. A lot of people have rivets, and God, that seemed like a nightmare. And luckily we had screws, which was quite a workout, and it was an insane amount of screws, but it was easy. It was super tedious, but it was, I did that while you worked on heater stuff. And then our ceilings, I was worried about yanking them down, and they just they just came down once we got the AC units down. And just wanted to say, I keep wanting to say halfway. We are not even close to halfway there, but demo is done-ish. And we just wanted to check in and say we are still having fun. We do not regret it. We're super tired. Our bodies hurt because we're old. No, but it's good. It's fun. We're trying to work through what our floor plan's going to be too, and that's hard. That's hard to commit to. So if you have any floor plan ideas, anything that you've seen on some Skoolies that you're like, oh man, if I had a Skoolie, I'd totally do that. Leave us a message in the comments, and let us know what you're thinking. Thanks for watching, guys.
Stuck together. It hurts.
Your hair hurts?
Yeah, because it's all knot. There's a knot right there. And it hurts. Wave. Look at that.
Okay, we'll do the video when you're pretty then.
You won't come near. This is dirty face.
I look amazing.